What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Nikki ExotiKa show. And my next guest is someone quite familiar to me. She is the one and only Mama Myrna.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
How are you, Mom?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Very tired because I just became a grandma.
that's what
but-
happens when you get older. I get tired too. I lay in bed all the time.
Yeah, but I have two grandchildren now, so
Two grandchildren and two brothers of mine and me,
gorgeous
the
daughter.
beautiful daughter. So let's go back in time. Let's start from the beginning.
oh, do we have to? Oh my
We
God.
do.
Okay,
I was
all right,
not
let's
that
do
bad.
it. Let's
Okay,
do
let's
it.
do it.
Let's
We're,
do it.
we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty, honey, because it wasn't all, roses. We obviously
No,
have
it
such a
wasn't.
great relationship right now, and I want everybody to know the roller coaster ride and the dynamic, the mother daughter dynamic that we had as growing up. I went through a lot of changes.
Right.
And my mother didn't really understand what I was going through at the time.
Right.
And I took out a lot of my frustrations from school, from getting bullied, and I took it home. And holding that animosity also towards my stepfather, I would just blow up. And me and my mother had some really, really bad times, but there were good times too.
There were good times. There were bad times.
Yeah.
But I think I raised you well. It's in my heart that I feel I did that. I just don't feel I was there for you when you needed me the most. And that's what hurts me the most.
Yeah.
And I always think about that because I didn't understand what you were going through. And I wish I did at the time. But I pray a lot for you. And I do a lot of things that I want you to know that I always loved you. It's just that I didn't understand.
Right.
But I'm so proud of you and of everything that you've done. And I'm just happy to be in your life now and
Yeah.
just do everything that, help you with whatever you need and just be there. We all love you. You have a big family,
So I want people to understand, starting from the very beginning, I think people need to understand and realize having a trans child is
Okay.
not easy.
Right.
Someone who goes through changes the way I had, I was showing a lot of signs. So I want you to talk
Yes.
about that.
Okay. The signs were very depressed, not happy, coming home from school, just crying sometimes, locked in her room. And I didn't know how to help her. I really didn't. I didn't know how to help. I didn't know what to do. At times, and I'm going to be honest, when she started to get meaner and not listening to my husband and I and started rebelling, it got harder and harder. I was in the process of having her brother, and I was stressed out, and there was a lot of things involved. I didn't know how to handle it. And I know I didn't know that. She told me later that she felt alone and thrown to the side. What I want to tell people is that when you see this, don't close yourself off to your children. Try to open them up. Try to talk to them. Try to ask them so many questions about how they're feeling, what's going on, what happened in school. I was so preoccupied with my own life. I didn't think about her and what she was going through.
I think my mother, she was preoccupied with the guy she was dating at the time. Her now husband, they are still together. But I felt like, growing up, I had another stepfather. Then things didn't work out with my mother and him, but that was my dad. To me, it was my dad because I knew him for such a young age. My real father was a burnout, a deadbeat, drug addict, and he was out of my life. My mom started a new life for me, a better life for me. Moved to New Jersey from Queens, New York, Rego Park. And I was raised Jewish. I'm Puerto Rican. I come from Puerto Rican background, and I was raised Jewish and Puerto Rican. So I had two different kind of cultures. Is
You
that
had
considered a culture? Or,
You had that culture. And I'm sorry I didn't start off with that relationship that I had,
Right.
which wasn't a good one.
Yeah.
But he was there for most of your life. He was a good person to you. He was a good
Yeah.
father.
He was a good dad.
He was there for you, so he supported us for the time being. But like things go different ways. That's when I opened the salon, and things
And
started.
then she met my now father, Jerry. And, her and Jerry just kind of took it off, and it was all about them. It was like I felt kind of like left out. Had just lost my dad. Then she's paying attention to this other guy, and I kind of felt alone. My mother was just like my everything, and she still is. But at that time, I felt like I was losing someone. So then
And
I
I
was
didn't
going to
understand that.
school. Then I was going to school, and wherever I went, I was always bullied. Like from summer school. Not summer school. I didn't go to summer school. Summer camp to swimming classes. My mom put me in to school, to elementary school, to middle school, to high school. I was always bullied. I was always different. I was always feminine, and it was hard. I felt a lot of things my mother didn't know. I was cutting myself. I still have, the signs of that. And at 16, I just wanted to end it all, and I took a bunch of pills and alcohol while they were out at an event, her and, my stepfather now. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I was just like, dry heaving over the toilet. My mom was like, "What did you take? What's wrong with you?" And it was very emotional for my mom. And I just kept saying, like, I don't care. I don't want to live anymore.
I didn't know. She wouldn't open up. I didn't know. I wanted to know what was going on. You never opened up.
Yeah.
Never said anything, never did anything. And I was a very strict mother. You know that. I was strict with school. I was strict. You had to do school.
She beat my ass.
But you were good. You were a
You
good
beat
student.
my ass.
Yeah, I beat your butt.
She was very.
I was strict.
Latin families, this is how they do things. They take chancletas. They, they beat your ass with belts
we throw the
and stuff.
chancleta, or we spank them in the butt.
That's how my whole family is. My aunts and uncles and my grandmother and everyone. This is just how they are.
But you deserved it. Love you. No child deserves that. But anyway, we had to grow up and learn how to deal with situations. And the way we were brought up, like you just said, where we were brought up, grandma, the way she handled it, the way she showed us.
Is the way that you
That we would
react
learn
to
on
children.
how we were raising our kids.
Yeah.
But going back to you, I was always very proud of you because you did well in school, you graduated, regardless of what you went through. What came next was when I found out you were cutting yourself or you were taking the pills, we had to get you into a hospital that you wanted to commit suicide at one time, and we couldn't let you come home. And I wanted you a place where you could talk about your feelings because you wouldn't talk about it with me. So I think that kind of helped you a little bit. I'm not sure. You never talked about it.
I mean, it was a rehab for things like that, and it was a drug rehab and also a mental health rehab.
Yeah.
And that's where I asked for blood work because that's where I did truly feel different. And I did a karyotype test there. And I said, I feel like I was born in the wrong body. And I kept telling them, I just feel like I'm just different.
And they did do a
test.
genetic test on you. And it did come up with, I think it's the XXY. You have more chromosomes than, and like XY is female. Or boy, either one. I got to go through my paperwork.
It's XX female and it's XY male.
And
but
XXY.
Yeah.
So you have more chromosomes than you should have had. But to me, you never had any facial hair. You were lanky. You were skinny.
Never shaved a day
You
in
were
my
very
life.
feminine. You looked.
Never got muscle tone. Never knew what it was like to become a man.
You had no hair on your face.
So it seems when I hear like on social media, like you're a man, DNA doesn't lie. Well, my DNA pretty much told me facts, and I never grew facial hair. I don't know what it's like to shave. I don't know what it's like to be a man. I don't.
This is what gave me that feeling that you were supposed to be a girl and you are a woman.
How long? But I want people really truly to understand this. This was not, somebody did not inspire me. Someone did not make me this way.
You always felt this way.
From what age?
Since you were, I think, 2 or 3, you're playing with Barbie dolls, not
See?
with cars. You
People
had
need
cousins.
to understand that part is, as a mother, she noticed these things. I would go hang out with my cousins, play with the
And they were
Barbie
boys,
dolls.
and they were playing with cars, and you would go to the
I
dolls.
would go to the dolls, right? I even stole one of my cousin's dolls and put it under my bed. And my mom
So
found it
to
when she
me,
was cleaning.
growing up at that time was like, no, you're going to play with cars. No, you're going to do this. No, give me that doll. Boys don't play with dolls. And that's my reaction to everything. And there's a lot of regrets that I have because I didn't know how to handle it.
But that's a normal thing.
That was in the 80s, and that wasn't
But that's a
out.
normal thing. If there is no literature, there was no
nothing out
TV
there.
shows, there's no books that are explaining that this is what could happen to your child. Like, people have this perception, some people out there have this perception, like, this is just make-believe. Like, this is like, you can't be born like this. And
Right.
I believe you can be born like
Oh,
this.
I
And
believe
this
it.
is something like I don't feel like it was any type of influence
Right.
that made me this way.
No,
you know?
because you had
there
no
was no
influence
drag
around
queens
you.
around me to make me feel like, oh, I want to be trans. Like, I want to be the opposite
You
sex.
want to be a girl. You don't want to be a boy.
Right.
Okay? At that time, you wanted to be a girl. You never wanted to be a boy. So learning what I know now, everything that I know now, I would have, if I knew then what I know now, I would have it would have been a different life. It would have been, I would have handled it differently. I would have been there more for you. And when you went through the change, I would have been there. And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I didn't. I mean, there's so many things you went through that I wasn't there for.
Like, in the beginning, I want people to truly understand the struggle and your acceptance of me. It wasn't easy. People think like, oh, my family will never accept me. That's not true. I went through it. My mother did not accept me. She was not calling me by my girl name. She said, I will never call you Nicole. And then she didn't want to come with me when I had to get my sex reassignment surgery in Montreal, Canada. I offered to buy her ticket. I offered to pay everything. So when I didn't say, oh, I'm going to cancel my surgery. I still went. I still did it. And, while everybody had somebody there when they were waking up from surgery, it's a very, very extreme surgery. Nobody there was there when I woke up. But everybody else had somebody, whether it was a lover or a mother or a uncle, aunt, sister, brother. And it was okay. I was there in my bed with my ice packs on my vajayjay and just my nurses. And they felt really bad. Yeah, I was, sitting there crying. And it was just like, it was emotional. Like, it was something where I
It's
felt
emotional for me now because I wasn't there for you.
Yeah, it was just something that it was like I felt reborn again, and it's just such a crazy experience to experience that you go to sleep a boy and you wake up a girl, and I feel like you're a boy with boy parts, and then you wake up, you have girl parts, and people like always judge and say, oh, you're a man, you're a man.
No, you're
A
not.
vagina and a penis are made with the genitals are made with the same skin and same, when everything is all cut open, everything is the same things that are in the vagina.
just
The only thing that don't have is the ovaries and the uterus, but,
But there are kids out there that are born with both sexes, and the doctors were becoming God and changing them to something that they should have waited first until
Right.
they got to about 4 or 5 to see where they were going to go. Whether they're going to go play with girl
intersex,
stuff.
when they were born with both sex organs, right?
Yes.
This is the part where it gets me, where people are so adamant, like it's only male or female. Okay, what
No.
about the people that are born with both sex organs,
Exactly.
intersex people,
always been
hermaphrodites,
that
however you
discussion
want to
with us.
call it, is that this is what is. This is
what
it.
happens.
This is what is in the world. This is what has, this is so then which sex are they, huh? If you're so smart, which sex are they then?
Well, doctors were playing God and changing them to a female because it was easier. So females were growing up thinking
Right.
they were boys.
I don't think intersex babies or children should be operated on. I think that
No,
they should
at
just let them
all.
live their lives, and then when they get to, I know they're going to be confused confused as
We'll
fuck
let them get a
growing
little
up.
older, and then you'd make the decision
Yeah.
of where they should be and what
I
they should
think
do.
that they would be more happier to know that they have a decision to make. But growing up,
It's going to be hard.
having those two sex organs, not knowing who
It would
they
be
are,
difficult.
it's going to be difficult. I would think that would even be more difficult. It could be kind of fun being both.
Yeah, I had a
I
girl.
would
I have a
leave it.
girlfriend.
I would have left it.
You know who she is?
Yeah.
My best friend from Bricktown.
Mm-hmm.
She had a friend that her son came to her and told her that he wanted to be a girl, and she went nuts on him, and he ended up dying, and that was bad.
He committed suicide?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was sad. What I want to tell parents today is this is a new world. This is a new age. This is something, there's so much literature and so much information out there. Don't turn your back on your kids.
Don't bully your kid. Don't put them down. Support your child, regardless of whatever choice you might
They
not
make.
agree, you might not accept it, but just respect their choice and try to
Just
be
love them
as-
unconditionally.
Love your children unconditionally. Yeah, so I had a very rocky relationship with my mother. We had stopped talking many times. We never saw eye to eye on a lot of things. She didn't support
We still
my
don't know.
journey.
I'm sorry, I love you.
She didn't support my journey for a while, but now we have the best relationship ever, and that took a lot of work, a lot of years.
It's still work
a lot of
in
work.
progress. Because
Whatever,
she's a
Myrna.
diva, okay? And
So
oh
are
my
you.
goodness gracious. Oh
So
my God.
are you.
Try to calm her down.
Okay, I go from 0 to 1,000 very
And
fast.
I tell her, just be calm. Just be calm.
You be calm. You get it from grandma. You are the same way. When you're upset, you go from 0 to 1,000. You got it from grandma. I got it from you. So yes, it runs in the
You
family.
sound like Eddie. Eddie does the same thing. Well, Mom, I got it from you. You got it from Grandma.
It goes down the chain.
But the
yes.
thing is, for parents out there, please understand more, read more. Don't turn your back on your children, no matter what. No matter what they're doing, what they're going through. Try to open them up and tell them you love them. I always tell you I love you. Even when you were mean, you were mean. You were so mean. For a long time, you were so mean.
If you would have been different, you would have saw a different reaction from me. It goes both ways.
I know, but I was different.
If you would have been more accepting, more there for me, understanding what I was going through,
Right.
you wouldn't have seen that side of me. I would have felt more love and support. I felt
Yeah, you're right, because the acceptance was the biggest thing.
So you got to understand, like, seeing that action from me was a reaction.
Yeah.
Seeing your actions was my reaction.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the best reaction. Of course not. I shouldn't have acted like that. But then I'm like,
But we grew. I
as I
learned.
said, it's a lot of work. It was a work in progress. Me and my mom, I love her, dearly. She has a new face because of me,
Oh, stop it.
and new lips on top of it. She just got her face done with who?
I was real happy with Dr. Harrison Lee.
Yes.
He's amazing from California.
I just took her to
And
Beverly
Manhattan.
Hills, and my mom had a full deep plane facelift, neck lift, eyelids, upper, lower. She had a lip lift.
Love it.
Love it. She had her earlobes.
I'm still recovering. It's
Earlobes
still swollen.
recontoured and a neck lift. I mean, she did the work. It's my mom. She had 3 kids. She's a grandmother of 2 now. So you know what? You deserved it.
I do.
And my mom had these tiny, tiny lips, and all she wanted was like, you know what? I want some nice full lips, some DSLs. So I gave it to her.
Yep.
I took her.
So I'm still trying to. I
operate.
think that he enhanced whatever was like
Yes,
slagging.
of course.
But
You look rejuvenated.
Yeah.
You don't look overworked like me. You look rejuvenated.
you look gorgeous.
You look rejuvenated, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
I want it to look snatched and have that look. That's just me. That's my aesthetic, and I love my aesthetic. I don't care who thinks I'm ugly, a monster, whatever.
You're not.
Let's see what you look like. Let's take out that magic mirror that you have. But it's what I think, what I see in the mirror, and what I see in the mirror. I love what
There's
I
no
see.
shame in my game. I want it to look refreshed. I want it to look pretty. and I wasn't feeling pretty. So now I do feel pretty. So it's my life. It's my
To
business.
me, to me, you went, and don't get me wrong, I love Bette Midler. I love her. I
Yeah, I
think
look
she's
like her.
no. You went from Bette Midler to a Goldie Hawn.
With that wig, remember the wig that I
Yeah.
put on the other day? Oh my God. Looked
I know.
like
I
a-
gave my mom this makeover, and she looked so cute. And she was like, "Oh my God, do you like? I gotta take, I get a portrait."
But no, going back to what you went through, and I wasn't there for you. I will regret that for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life.
Well,
But there's the rest of my life to make it up to you.
yeah, but
So
you've made it up to me in so many ways. My mom has been there for me. I've struggled. It's not an easy life out there, and my mom, when she got into a good place and she could help me when I needed it, she was there for me. So she made up for it. But it's just
and you
like
got a great family. You got cousins, you got brothers, you got now little nephews and nieces, and they love you. And we spend Christmases together. A lot of holidays now. It's awesome. It's great.
there was a lot of holidays that I skipped out on that I missed because I didn't feel like part of the family. So it is a process. It's a work in progress, you guys. If your family doesn't accept you because of your choice or being transgender, transsexual, whatever, don't give up hope. You just give them time. I know for me and my mother, it took 2 years. And I think the only way that we were able to get above that and beyond that was my grandmother, Carmen, because my grandmother was the one that reconnected us. She just was like, "This is just ridiculous how you guys are not speaking, and this is who you are." My grandmother accepted me, my aunts accepted me, but my mother was just not having it. I guess it's different when you actually give birth,
Yeah.
to a child, and then this is like the life that they wanted. But I remember from the very beginning when I first told my mother that I wanted to be a girl and I was gonna transition, she was like, "You're gonna look ridiculous. What are you doing?" Like almost so negative,
You can't do that.
Yeah,
How
you
could
can't
do
do
that?
that. Like, but it was more of kind of like discouraging me because she was scared.
I was just gonna
She
say
was
I was
scared
scared.
because of the outcome. What about my safety? Can I get hurt? They might get hurt, but for me, it was a journey. Being trans is not easy, and I tell people this all the time: is that if you are looking to be trans, you better have a big bank account or a very rich sugar daddy, because healthcare right now, what's going on in the universe, healthcare is not covering trans surgeries anymore. It didn't cover it when I was out. I had,
You had
my
to
life,
work.
I had to do sex work. And that was, people ask, well, why did you do that? Why couldn't you get a regular job? You couldn't get a regular job because nobody was hiring trans people, and it's a new time now. But at that time frame, they weren't. I couldn't go get a job. I tried. I
Right.
got fired. I tried to get a regular job. I got fired. Oh, they found I was trans. Boom, fired. Try to get modeling jobs. Oh, she's trans. Boom, fired. It's like you give up after a
Right.
while. So.
But I made you go to hair school and
She
learn
did. My
makeup
mom made
and
me
all
go to
that.
hair school. I got my license in 2000. I passed everything the first time around. So that is one of my little
helped you also along the way.
side hustles is I do hair and makeup. If
But-
anybody wants me to do their hair and makeup, just DM me.
But for people out there that are not understanding what their kids are going through, open a dialogue with them always. Like you have to.
I mean, listen, do not alienate your child. Do not ever bully them, because that could be the last time you see your child. I mean, I'm a perfect
And for me in
example.
the 80s, it was, I want to say this. I was a bit embarrassed in the 80s because it wasn't out there. And I was embarrassed. I have a boy and somebody's going to say things about my son.
You said 80s? I came out in the 90s. What are you talking
No,
about?
but this was in the 80s when I had you. 86, you lived in the apartments. Remember with Ron, we were together. Remember, it was back in the 80s
Right.
when we were finding out how you were behaving. And then that's when I opened the salon.
So I was showing out, like meaning I was showing signs that there was something different about me. And my mother would always kept saying, like, boys don't do that. Boys don't act like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Boys
what I'm
this,
trying to
like,
tell you.
saying it was wrong to act like that, to be feminine, to put nail polish on, like, while you were in
And when I
makeup.
wasn't home, you would put on my stuff.
I was getting in her closet. I was getting in her closet, getting in her heels, putting on makeup. Then I remember she came home early one time and I jumped in the shower. You were like, why is all my stuff out?
But you know what? The thing is that now that I know better, I mean, I know some parents still are thinking the way I thought back in the 80s and 90s, and they didn't really understand. I mean, they don't understand. I didn't understand. But now, just read about it. Talk to your child. Don't turn your back. Ask questions. Tell them you love them. Tell them that you're proud of them. Tell them that you want the best for them. You're afraid for them. I mean, all those things I had inside, and I didn't get to tell you this, but I love you anyway.
Huh?
I'm very proud of you.
I love you too.
I'm very proud of you. You've been through a lot and you've done things that you're not proud of, but you know what? To me, that doesn't mean anything because you had to sacrifice, and I wasn't there.
I
And
have a good heart. I have a lot of love to give. I've been through it all. When my book comes out, people will read it all. And I'm still here. I'm still alive. A lot of girls from my time and my era has passed. And I'm still here,
God bless.
HIV, STD negative. I still survived because in my time, a lot of my friends had passed away of that, and that's scary. Like being in the industry, even, in that life, girls were murdered. Trans girls were murdered for being who they are. They're still being murdered today, like Black trans women are getting murdered like left and right. It's insane. It's horrible. It's horrible. But like in my era, the sex workers, the trans girls in the streets, I was almost killed. That'll be in my book. But that, the girls were being decapitated. Venus Extravaganza.
God.
She was decapitated. I think it was a client. Like we don't know if it was a guy that she met, a John. She could have been talking to some guy. He didn't know. I don't know. We don't know. Still to this day, we just know that she was found.
But do you know what the other thing that I feel? That the government should not be involved in a personal situation. I do understand that children at an early age should not be given blockers at an early age.
I wasn't given blockers, and I came out just fine. And I started my transition at 16.
Kids have to grow and get to puberty before they realize who they are and what they want to be. I always knew you because
sometimes people like one color and then they like a different color. I liked chocolate ice cream when I first was a child, and then I ended up liking vanilla later. Like I mean, people change, you know. And
but with you, I always knew an inkling that I knew. But as you grew older, and you were how old? You were like 17?
When I first
18?
transitioned, like 16, 17 is
17.
when I started
So
dressing
you knew
up.
then, and you were already there, and you were in your puberty, and
I was
you
still
knew.
dressing up at 12. I was still, but that's
But
when
you
I
were
started
going
discovering
through it,
myself.
and you were trying to find exactly where you wanted to be.
Who I was. I
Right.
didn't know who I was because I didn't know. I remember I had a girlfriend. I didn't know if I was straight, if I was bisexual, if I liked gay men, because I wasn't
feel feminine,
attracted.
but you didn't know at what
I
point.
wasn't attracted to gay men. So that is the confusion with, when you know that there's something wrong with you, because it's like, okay, I like men, but I don't like gay men. Two men kissing make me sick. Why is this? I like straight guys. Why do I like straight guys? Why do I watch porn mags and order straight porn videos to my house as a teen? Why am I watching? Like, why do I want to see the pleasure of a woman getting penetrated in a vagina? Why do I not want to watch two gay men, screwing in the butt? So what is wrong with me? Right? Like you figure yourself out. And then meanwhile, everybody in school is like, oh, you're a faggot, you're gay. And I'm like, but am I? Like, what am I? So then I try to be gay, and it wasn't for me. I didn't want be with a gay guy.
Right.
And then I was like, well, I want to be with a straight guy. Well, how's that going to happen?
Right.
Because how am I desiring something like that? That's different. So then, and then I was like, why do I like playing with dolls? Why do I like hanging out with girls? Why do I, you know, why do I feel these feelings? And then you have to,
But a lot of that is in your book.
I had to
So,
figure, right, I had to figure myself out.
yeah.
You know?
So, and what I say to people is, children are small. They need to get older. They need to know who they are and where they belong. Giving them this that early is a confusing situation. And the other thing is the confusing part of dressing like that and then having a beard or whatever and then wanting to go into a woman's bathroom. That's different too.
I feel like
There's
I've
so
already
many
said
different
my
things.
feelings about that.
It's
I
very
feel like when
complicated.
you are stepping into transition, that's the whole purpose, transitioning.
Right.
And when I first came out,
It's different.
I did not go into women's facilities. I mean, look at me, honey. Now I can, because that's amenity and, you know, a blessing to have that, you know, that grace. But the thing is that at the time when I still looked like a boy, I didn't have the audacity to go into women's spaces because I would have made them feel very uncomfortable.
Right.
Why is a boy in my bathroom doing whatever, you know, even if I was minding my damn business, still people would have been like, hey, you're a boy. What are you doing in here? You know?
Right.
I didn't live in my delusion. There's some people that are living in this delusion, like this expectancy. They want the what is it called?
Amenities and all that.
It's not amenities. It's like, you know, when you want something and you expect it. What is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's that word when you expect it? Like demanding, these demanding attention, you know, and
Entitlement.
That's the word, entitled. They act like entitled little brats that didn't work for it, that don't, listen, anybody could be trans, but put the work into it. There's work that goes behind it.
If this is what you want in your
life.
life.
If this is what you really want, then put the work behind it. If you're not going to be, you know, you don't care about it. And listen, I'm not talking about surgeries, and I'm talking about take your hormones and wait till it works, okay? They want to take a couple hormone shots or a few pills for a few months, and they still look like Tom, Dick, and Larry. Well, how are you going to go to women's facilities?
Right.
Still not being passable, not being presenting. And that is what it comes down to.
And this is why it's so much.
Wanted this life.
That's why there's so much controversy right now on what's going on.
Because
And it's
that's what made us look bad. And people, you know, people don't want to get into the whole like reality. The reality is that's what made us look bad.
Yeah.
As a whole.
There's so much that you girls
When I paved the way, when I was one of the people, yes, I was one of the people that paved the way, especially in the early 2000s, late 80s. Actually, we're going to take it back to late 80s.
Yeah, early 90s.
No, late 90s. I'm sorry. Taking it back too early. Late 90s, when I was in the New York City nightlife and I was dancing in all the clubs as a girl, I was the only trans booked and performing on the stage, on the boxes. I was a go-go dancer, and I was desensitizing ignorant people, sitting there talking to them and showing them a side of trans that they did not even know existed. And it was girls like me, Amanda Lepore, you know, Paris, that worked the door at Sound Factory. You know, there's so many other beautiful trans women at that time that were also there paving the way too.
And even now, your girls are beautiful. All your girls, all your friends, gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, I don't think the government.
But things changed, for sure. Things changed somehow. Things changed, and things just got really wacky and crazy.
Yeah.
Like the door opened and everyone else started coming in. And I have queer friends, I have gay friends, I have drag friends, I have all kinds of friends. And it just became like a whole big melting pot. I'm trans.
Yeah.
And I was like, trans just became like a whole umbrella of looking whatever, looking different, looking whatever, looking whatever.
Right.
And still wanting that same entitlement.
Right.
But you're going to work for that. Right. That's not just like snap of a finger. Okay, I can do it now because I've been on hormones, so I'm trans now. Like, did you just skip the steps? Like, you just skipped all the steps to be trans. Like, you can't just take like what?
No.
I didn't get that I wasn't entitled like that. I followed the steps. There are steps. Yes, everyone has a different journey because I know people like to dissect what I say. But there are different journeys. But there's also steps to the process. And because nobody really showed that there's steps to the process,
Right.
everybody wants to transition however they want to transition and say, oh, but I'm trans. I don't care. I'm here now. Hi. No. With a full-grown beard and hair on your chest and boobs,
And you have to go for counseling, and you have to talk.
all
to
of it. You have
Yep.
to seek a therapist and you have to talk to somebody. And you know how many people detransition and play this game and they too make us look bad? They follow the journey and they do being trans and then they're like, oh, it wasn't for me. And then that makes us look like we really have mental illness,
Right.
and makes us look like crazy and
Right.
freaks. For me, I don't feel like I had mental illness. I have dealt with mental health issues, but like mental illness, no.
No.
It wasn't like, oh, I want to be a girl. No, I want to be a boy. No, I want to be a girl. Like, no, this was my life.
No,
This
you've
is
always
the way
been
I should have
straight
been.
arrow. This is what you wanted. This is what you worked
From
for.
the very beginning. I didn't live my life as a man. I didn't do all of that. I didn't get married. I didn't have this straight life. And then all of a sudden, poof, I want to be a girl.
Right. No. But, my thing to say to people out there is just, again, be there for your children. Be there for them.
Yours is be there again. And I'm going to say, if you're going to be trans, do it right, or don't do it at all.
Yeah. There you go. That's right. You want to ask me any more questions?
Let's see. Do you want to get any more surgery, Mom?
No.
That is a damn lie. You said you want to get your body done. You want to.
That. I thought you meant my face.
Oh, girl, you said you want to get your tatas done. You want implant. You want a lift. You want your lipo 360. You want your butt done. I mean,
Well, I have babies.
you are Mama ExotiKa, honey. You are.
Well, if you give me the right doctors, okay.
Haven't I?
Oh,
So
yeah.
far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
But yeah, the next thing would be my nodules. I have nodules.
Your
on my
vocal
throat.
nodules, right?
Yeah.
It would be amazing. You know what?
Because I had a really pretty voice.
I had voice surgery, and I would just love my mom to go get them lasered at my doctor in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I'm going to do it because I have to.
Yeah,
I used to
it
sing
sounds
karaoke.
raspy.
I used to sing.
You a singer?
I used to sing, yes.
Really?
Yep.
Is that where I got it from?
Maybe. And Grandma was a singer.
Yeah, I know Grandma was a singer,
Yeah.
but I didn't know you could sing.
I used to get up on karaoke and sing. But then when my throat got like this, I couldn't sing anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ursula took your voice.
Didn't you talk to Jerry? Jerry used to see me get up on stage with the girls
When
and
you
sing.
were really drunk?
I had to be a little tipsy to do it. But
Well,
I sang.
you know what?
Everybody was
Get
like, "You
your
got a good
nodules-
voice. You got a good
Get
voice."
your nodules done, and we're gonna have a karaoke sing off. I want you to heal from that, and I definitely I
that
want
would
to
be
take
cool.
you up for it to sing karaoke.
I used to sing the Supremes. Yeah,
Which song?
all of them.
Baby, baby.
I can't do that, so I'm not
What?
doing it anymore.
Cute.
But
Well, thank you so much, Mama Myrna.
you always been my star
Oh, thank you.
and my number one girl.
Thank you.
I only have one girl, so 2 boys. You got 2 brothers.
Yes.
So I know your star always been a star for me.
Thank you so
So,
much.
I love you.
Love it too. And that is all. Thank you so much for my mom joining me on my own podcast, The Nikki ExotiKa Show. And stay tuned to experience another amazing episode with a special guest. Love you guys.
So narcissistic, so narcissistic. You're just so narcissistic.